All right, so I wanted to talk about DaBaby and his album Kirk. I know it's came out a little while ago. In fact, it came out on looks like September 27th of 2019, and it's been about a whole month now, and I've been listening to the album pretty much since it came out. The reason I wanted to talk about it was because I really do like the album, and I really like where DaBaby's going right now. I don't think he is gonna or is currently the I think 2006 Lil Wayne that he compared himself to, or at least this album doesn't put him there, and that's a comparison that he made. But I really do like DaBaby's kind of come up, and I want to kind of talk about that a little bit and what I really think of his album Kirk. At least for my, or at least where I started to look at DaBaby was, of course, where a lot of people did with his song Suge. It was the first big single off his project Baby on Baby. And there's a few cuts on that album that I really do like, but I don't listen to it very often, and I gave it a shot, but it really wasn't for me. Wherein Kirk, I like almost every song on Kirk. It's really just a pretty great album through and through. The reason I probably like Kirk a lot too is because I started listening to it at the gym, and it's got DaBaby's flow, and just the album in general has a really good bounce to it. So it really keeps me, at least my ear, interested in listening to the album. But I heard Suge, so Suge was the first song that kind of, and it was everywhere. Like everyone's talking about Suge. So for my ear, I'm like, okay, let's see what this guy does next. So after Suge, I think I heard him his freshman stuff, his XXL freshman freestyle and things like that. And his freestyle, I was pretty impressed with, so much so that I actually got on YouTube and I looked up other freestyles he was doing, like interviews and stuff, just a little bit, and his freestyles were good. I hadn't still really cared for a whole lot of his music up to this point anyways, and then he started kind of getting on different features. And the one I'm going to mention here mostly is Under the Sun with on the Dreamville project, because first of all, I was surprised to see him on the first track of that album when he was still kind of, to me, just very new, very fresh coming up, and that was supposed to be a very big thing to be a part of that project and whatnot. And I'd love to talk about the Dreamville Revenge of the Dreamers project here at some point, but for another day. So I saw him on that, and I saw his XXL stuff, and he's been on a few other features, I believe. We saw him on a Megan Thee Stallion song. We saw him. Oh, I saw in Panini, the Lil Nas X remix. I really like his verse on that. So all these things are just culminating. And I believe the Panini remix actually may have came out either after or right before his album. But either way, I'm liking all these things from DaBaby, and I hear Kirk. And again, I really like the album overall. I'm gonna kind of look at the track list real quick to see what songs I don't really like, and if the non-memorable ones from the list I'm looking at here are probably Heard, and actually no, that's not even that unmemorable. I'm gonna say the Migos track is probably one of my least favorites, and the last song XXL. Everything else, though, really showcases DaBaby's talent and flows off the rip is exactly that. It's just showing how he always goes off the rip. He doesn't wait for a beat drop or anything like that. He goes right when the beat starts playing, and he manages to build his flow from that. Let's see. My favorite song on this is probably, I'm going to say Vibes for the banger and Gospel, just because I really appreciate that song and what he's saying. However, I will point out there is a maybe gratuitous Nipsey Hussle reference. I appreciate everything Nipsey did, and I appreciate hip-hop's appreciation for Nipsey, but I come to wonder sometimes when these newer artists or artists who I don't know or have heard to have been around them name drop them in songs and things, maybe just for the hype or to kind of write off what's going on with it. But in that same line, DaBaby does mention losing his father, so he says, I lost my dad the same week that I lost Nipsey. And that can be very impactful, and understand how Nipsey wants to draw comparisons to that again. And maybe not Nipsey here, but in the general hip-hop landscape, I always wonder about people name-dropping, recently dead rappers. But regardless, Gospel is still one of my favorite songs on the album, and Vibes. Honestly, the first half of this project is really, really strong, and the last few songs are just kind of okay. As far as features on it, there is a Kevin Gates feature, which is pretty cool overall. I like what Kevin Gates and DaBaby kind of did together. Nothing super notable. Toes with Lil Baby and Moneybagg Yo is a really fun song. The Lil Baby verse is one of my current favorite Lil Baby verses. There's not very many like that I really enjoy, but this one's pretty good. iPhone with Nicki Minaj, I thought it was a good song, and I appreciate what they went for on the track, kind of being a softer thing. I love it when Nicki really spits, though, and I really would have loved to seen her just go in, and, you know, DaBaby kind of matching with that same energy with her, but we didn't really get that overall, so, you know, what to do with that. I'm trying to see if there's any other notable features. I guess on gospel I can talk about. There is Chance the Rapper, Gucci Mane, and YK Osiris. I really like what Chance does, and he does really good on things like, you know, the gospel sounding music with the high energy like that. So of course his verse was well placed there. And Gucci Mane, despite overall to me kind of being annoying in a lot of circumstances, I can listen to him here, and more often lately actually I can really enjoy what Gucci Mane does with his more matured after jail kind of self. Otherwise, I don't know if there's anything else I want to mention about this project specifically. Again, I really like what DaBaby's doing. I don't think he's the 2006 Lil Wayne, but this project is really good, kind of front to back. All of his features lately have been really quite awesome. He hasn't really had too many misses or a big miss that I can really account for. So where DaBaby goes from here is kind of what I want to see. You know, putting a good album behind him, he's going to tour on that. He's going to write on that. He's going to do a lot of features on a lot of other people's projects. But there'll be a point where it kind of slows down, and I want to see what he does artistically. I want to see what his, you know, next wave of music sounds like, because for being called Kirk, this album is named after his dad, and having his dad on the cover and whatnot after he had passed away, a lot of the songs still sound very happy and poppy, and they're not exactly, you know, a reflection, at least to my ear, of that, like, you know, his dad passing away and that and the other. Again, gospel does talk about that, and he does make references to his dad a lot and what he went through just right in this recent time of coming up, but it's not a huge emotional piece. Again, a lot of the songs have that kind of banger vibe. They're really boppy, and that's why I can listen to it at the gym. This is one that I can throw on, and, you know, front to back, it's 35 minutes. That's almost as long as I want to run on the elliptical sometimes. So really great album, really good listen. Not really even songs that I would say you should skip on it. I think you should listen to it front to back. DaBaby's really going off right now, and you should definitely pay attention to him. If you're not, if you already are, talk about him in the comments. Tell me what your favorite song is. Tell me what your favorite flow is. Tell me what you hate about DaBaby. Were you around for DaBaby's diaper wearing phase early on in his career? And what do you want to see from DaBaby? I want to see his next hard-hitting stuff. I want to see him work with less topical artists and really some hard-hitting lyrical artists. So again, let me know, guys, and please, I almost forgot, as always, do the YouTube thing. I need to get as many subscribers as I can. It makes me really happy to kind of look at the stats and just see that people are enjoying the content I'm putting out. If you're not enjoying it, hit the dislike button. Tell me what I should change in the comments. If you are enjoying it, hit the like button, and tell me what you want to see me talk about in the comments. So thank you for enjoying the content. Have a great day, and I'll catch you later.